Type in vampire dungeon crawlers or whatever, vampire crawlers.
Why?
All right, Acnologia, because it's better than whatever you're about to play.
Yep.
Do you agree with Destiny,
Why?
or are you
Oh
here
my
to make a
God.
disagreement?
No, I don't like Smile. No, I don't like Obsession. I was gonna ask about if you've seen Smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Smile is good because it's structured very well in terms. Well, it's like paced well. Like the protagonist kind of is confused and then figures out what's going on and like actively works to solve it. Whereas with this movie, that's not the case. I feel as though pretty much every scene with Bear and Nikki is like a rehash of the previous scene, and I think that gets repetitive. My other issue is I think Bear lacks a sense of self-preservation because, like, when he wakes up and the door is duct taped, I'm sorry, like, I don't care how much of a gooner you are, bro. Like, you must know that she's gonna kill you. So I think it's unrealistic that he would not report that or like take action at that point. I think those two things are silly. The rest of the movie, I like.
Okay. Sure. Well, yeah.
I think it's like really good. Why?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said you think it's like a really good movie, don't you?
I think it's a good horror movie. Yeah, but that's it. It's like a good horror movie. But I don't think it's that deep.
Okay, so do you care about the two things that I just said? Like, how do you feel about those objections?
Well, I don't remember. I'm trying to think of fucking Smile. I know that I watched Smile 2 is the one that starts off with the car crash, right?
I think so. But I was actually also going to say Smile 2 is dog shit because Smile 2 does not do what Smile does. Where I think Smile 2 is very similar to Obsession. Did you like Smile 2?
I thought, yeah, I did. I thought it was a cute movie. Hold on, I'm trying to remember.
Is it good?
Hold on, wait a second. Do you never stop and think, maybe the protagonist should like stop being just a complete retard?
I mean, it depends on the type of horror movie. I mean, like a lot of horror movie, like if every horror movie was like the main characters do everything rational and reasonable,
Sherlock Holmes,
then there would be no horror movies. They would just be over in 5 minutes, right?
Luckily, you're a great point. Luckily, they don't have to be that. They can just say, if there's like a clear and glaring sign that you are going to die imminently, maybe at that point, stop gooning.
I don't think this character could die. I don't think she could actually kill him.
Well,
because of the witch.
Okay, wait, hold on. First of all, that's immaterial to the fact that he should be afraid for his life when he sees that she's duct taped the door while he's sleeping.
Well, I agree with you there. I would have pieced out personally when the door was duct taped.
Yeah, or at least tell. Like, I think going back to the house repeatedly. The point that I kept making to my girlfriend was like him going back to the house over and over again is just what doesn't make sense. I understand a lot of stuff, but it's just like even like okay, like you can be obsessed with. She can be obsessed with you, but like around other people. So like she can't just. If something goes wrong, bro, like you're gonna fucking die. Like that's how I would feel if I were him. I think the fact that he didn't even consider that is just a really big plot hole. And obviously, like I said, the scenes with Bear and Nikki, I feel, are just like if you watch the first one and the last one, the interaction, the dynamics, like the way they kind of vibe off each other is almost exactly the same. Like regardless of when he knows that she's insane or not insane, or if she's a demon or not a demon. Okay. It's like I feel like they at some point it was like the same note. Like you don't just play the same note an entire movie. Like at some point you play a different note.
Well, I mean, it's just a horror movie, right?
Yes, and I just explained to you that in Smile they do not do that, and that's why Smile.
Fuck, now I'm trying to think if I watched Smile 1. What's the one where the girl goes into like the weird apartment where the guy she's gonna buy drugs from, and then he like kills himself in there or whatever? Is that Smile?
That's Smile 2.
Fuck, I wonder if I didn't watch Smile 1. Oh fuck, now I'm wondering.
Yeah, and like I'm saying, like
for instance, what about how do you feel about the movie Sinister?
I'm not sure if I've seen it.
It's with Ethan Hawke, and he watches like the movie, or he watches like the weird video of like the family hanging themselves, and then eventually he dies in the end. All the spoiler alert, I guess it's a horror movie. Of course, everybody dies in the end.
Sounds pretty good.
But you haven't seen this?
Nope.
Okay, well, I guess I don't normally evaluate horror movies, but like, what about like you've seen the Scream movies, right?
I watched some of the Scream MTV show.
Okay, we're in like America. Why don't these people just like buy guns? And then if Scream shows up to try to stab them, they just shoot him. No?
Well, no, I think that while that is like, I understand what you're saying, like, and I know you don't literally mean like they must buy guns, like they can just get a weapon that would like obviously defeat Scream or whatever.
I mean, a gun, he always uses knives to kill people, so I feel like wouldn't having a gun like be...
No, I was prefacing my statement because I didn't want to just like, well, actually, by saying, well, they could just be in a state where like gun laws are like so strict, that's not an option for them, or maybe none of them know how to use a gun, or maybe none of them have access to a gun, so that obviously that objection doesn't actually apply to every situation, whereas if the character's using any critical thinking skills just to preserve their lives should be something that I think at some point they should exhibit, and I don't feel that Bear ever exhibited that. But I do want to go back to Smile 2, so think about Smile 2 for a second.
Okay.
The main character, like the singer lady, like the difference between Smile 1 and Smile 2 is that like I said before, like imagine if the main character in Smile 2 had at some point been like, okay, like middle of the movie, she decides to, I don't know, like look into what the fuck she's seeing, look into why the fuck she's seeing it, do any of that stuff, but she just freaks out over and over again. And like, it's like at some point, are you never going to be like, Google, like, what is this? Or reach out, has anybody experienced this? Meet with somebody. That's what the character in the first movie did. She went and found a guy who was in prison because he actually survived the Smile Demon. Like, these are the things that you do when you want to live.
Like, listen, here's what I mean. Listen,
fucking retard. So horror movies can have like actual, different notes.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I understand your critique. It's not a critique that I care that much about. I don't think about that, generally speaking, about like, are the characters in my horror movie making reasonable decisions? I think sometimes it can push like the level of acceptability.
Like,
no. Let me finish. Sometimes it could be like so ridiculous that it's like, this is retarded. So for instance, I would argue like Prometheus is like a sci-fi horror movie, right? But like the guys were running around and they were like, oh, let's go look at the thing and touch it or whatever. And then they get killed. Like, that's like, okay, this is so goofy now. I don't know what the point of this is. But in terms of like, I don't expect every movie to be like Tremors or something where every character is like optimally geared towards survival. There's some middle ground. And for this movie, I feel like it didn't cross that threshold into being too stupid or goofy. So that's...
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Okay.
Well, so every movie should probably be like an MCU movie, you would probably say?
An MC movie?
MCU movie.
Marvels.
What about them?
Marvel movie.
Yeah, those are great movies.
Of course they are. That's actual Kino. Yes.
Let's go. All right, bye.
Well, Ant-Man wasn't a rational actor. He needed to go for the pooper.
Am I even playing the right game? Is it?
Yes.
Oh my
So you press W to
God.
go forward. Just give it a little. God damn, man.
Oh my God.
DRT0, what's your question?
Hey, so I think you're a bit minimizing like how bad Bear was until like halfway through the movie. Do you agree that at the diner scene he knew, like, more than likely that it was the wish?
Yeah, that's what the director's conveying. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what does he do after the diner scene? Like, he fucks her, and then, like, she starts watching him sleep. She starts talking and walking like a demon. Tapes his door shut, and after she feeds him the cat, then he calls like the customer support, and the first thing his first instinct is not to cancel the wish, but to modify it, to still keep her as a slave, but just be more compliant, less freaked, like less.
I think you're reading really hard into that.
He literally says the first thing on his call on the customer is, "I want to modify or alter my wish."
Yeah.
And I think.
But I don't think when he says modify or alter it, I don't think he means I want to make her a more compliant slave. I think what he's looking for and what is unattainable is like, is there a way that I can make her just like kind of genuinely love me without her being like insane or crazy? Like, it's still selfish, but I think you're reading really, really, really hard into the like, I want her to continue to be like my slave, but just like a better slave.
Won't she effectively be his slave if he just sends off? I mean, in the way you describe it, isn't she still effectively his slave?
Yes, but I don't necessarily think that's what he's thinking in his mind. Is there a way to skip your turn, or do you have to just play all your energy every time?
Eventually, you can skip your turn.
Eventually, you can skip your
You're just in the.
Do I know if I'm going to kill the enemy or not when I use a card?
So, do you see the red on the person's name?
Yeah.
That's telling you red, dead.
Red dead. Okay.
But you should want a combo. Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
I think he might not think that that's like the same as her being his slave, but the fact that he basically should know that he took advantage until now, and after he's made aware that and knows for sure that it's a spell that has modified her behavior, he should be looking like for a solution to stop it. Otherwise, he's basically like, it's his wish or his command that is from that on. or he takes responsibility for his decision after that.
Oh, okay,
I
so
don't
what are we saying he's supposed to do or whatever?
I think from the moment, like from the diner on, he should be trying to find a solution to cancel the wish.
Isn't that more or less kind of what happens? But you're saying because immediately after the diner he doesn't do that, it's...
He didn't go to a voodoo doctor, Steven.
It wasn't... Yeah, he waited too long, and all he did was call customer service. And
So what is your point?
Gave up after calling customer service.
What else? I mean, what else is he supposed to do at that point? I don't know if there's like a clear-cut way to deal with a possessed person that
Amuro, like I think the Moro character in that Moro hero in this main character in this scenario would basically turn the movie into like investigation mode, trying to find a solution, basically that. He later in the movie goes to the shop. For instance, he could have gone to the shop immediately after the call and did everything he did when he went to the shop. The shop owner gave him even more information. For instance, that other people can cancel the wish if they wish for something that negates his wish. If he went to the shop at that point, he could have known this, bought a bunch of wish willows, and gotten some hobo to negate his wish, like paid him.
Do you think that the director
$10.
communicates in the movie that he had a clear and obvious alternative pathway to take to free her and chose not to anyway?
I think calling customer service and giving up after that is like incredibly, like giving up at the first sign of obstacle. Like if you are genuinely concerned about her well-being, especially after hearing the real Nikki being in torturous agony on the phone, like a real stand-up guy wouldn't like give up after the phone call. He would like try to do everything in his power to discover like literally.
I mean, I don't think that the
shop.
guy is like Kira from Death Note, to where like he's immediately going into investigator solving mode. I think they're supposed to come across as like relatively normal people, right? So he calls the customer service line and he gets told that he basically has to kill himself or kill her. Like, I don't know. I don't know if at that point we're supposed to view him as being like a Sherlock Holmes, Kira from Death Note, Dexter from the show Dexter, where he's like, okay, I'm going to get a contact. Because you're making it sound like, oh, like after that, he should have bought a Ouija board and he should have gone onto Craigslist and found every single psychic in the area. Like, I think he's probably like a little bit kind of not sure what the fuck to do at that point. I don't think it's communicated clearly on the screen that it's like, oh, he had very clear and obvious alternate pathways that he could have taken to free her, and he opts instead not to and enjoys.
But he does exactly this later in the movie. Like when he it's too much again for him, he goes to the shop and asks the obvious questions that he would ask even before then. Like the guy on the phone tells you to kill yourself. Oh, fuck me. I guess that's all I can do. I won't investigate this any further. When I say investigate, I don't mean Kira from Death Note. I mean like any normal person would go to the place that sold him the fucking wish and like seeing if for real if he can't do a second wish or anything like that. Like he at this point he didn't even try to check if what he was being told on the phone was real, that the only solution is to kill himself. He didn't check with a new wish willow if it worked or not. He just assumed that they were not that they weren't lying to him, or there weren't any other rules to the wishes. And he was obviously wrong, because when he went to the shop, there's obviously other rules, like the negation rule.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. It doesn't feel to me like this is like the type of movie that was trying to communicate that. But I don't see any evidence of him like he had like a clear and obvious alternate way to investigate, and then that was communicated on screen, and then he chose not to because he was enjoying the other thing so much or whatever. Like I think there were definitely communications that he was fairly selfish, but like in this movie, if there would have been another way for him to like free her completely or whatever, do you think that he would have taken that, or do you think he would have opted not to because he was enjoying the obsession more than her being a freed human being?
I don't think he was enjoying it. but I think he was. I think he wanted to salvage it still, like, and he only like escalated.
I don't know
his,
how. I don't know how you get that though. That unfortunately, that dilemma just never seems to appear on screen. So, what is the Hold on. What was
didn't he try? Yeah.
What was the wish that he asked his friend to make
What was the wish? No, I can't
initially, and then the guy just
movie.
wished for $1 billion?
I mean, I think he tried to negate the wish at the end, like with him, but instead
So that's
he
that's
chose
the
million.
clearest like low stakes like environment where he had an option to choose a thing, and at that point he was like, just make her not love me anymore. But I don't feel like there was ever another choice on screen where he had like an easy way to solve this issue, and instead he opted to just like keep her as his slave. I just don't know if that ever happened.
Okay, I'm not saying like that he's literally Hitler tier level immoral. I'm saying that he like if you are like a normal person who is like concerned with the real Nikki's well-being and think like that, if you end up in that situation, you wouldn't like give up at the first hurdle. You would try to do everything in your like power to solve it. And yeah, I don't think he did that. So I think.
So do you have
that
the same
speaks-
issue as the other guy?
I mean, I agree that he didn't, but like, yeah, actually, I was just gonna bring up the other guy. But like at that point, he's not even doing what he can to like save himself. Like, it's not like he is. Also, wait. So if I use a mana spell first, all my other things do more damage. Is that the point?
If you use a mana spell for, I don't know what you mean by a mana spell.
Like a thing that takes from the blue orb on the right with a number in it, which I'm assuming is your mana.
If you build the combo up, it do more damage.
What
So
is
if you
the
go from
combo?
0, 1, if you
Okay.
go from 0 mana to 1 mana to 2 mana to 3 mana, it goes up.
Oh!
Wild cards also build the combo.
Thanks. So I've been doing
which
it
you
the
haven't seen
opposite
yet.
way, and you haven't said anything. You've been watching me play like a retard.
haven't.
Thank you. Forget it.
I'm
Don't care. Don't care.
coordinating DC.
Don't care. Don't care. Fuck you.
What were you saying?
I mean, like, the
another
guy
guy?
wasn't even taking steps to, like, preserve his own life. Like, I don't think that, like, it's not like he was not thinking because, like, if you want to say that, like, well, he didn't even take the investigative route to, like, save her or whatever bullshit, then I could say, like, the guy is literally self-destructive because he didn't even take the investigative route to save himself.
Save himself from what?
From his obviously crazy obsessive situation where his life is going to be fucking destroyed. Like, he didn't do anything to save himself. He was still going to work. The guy was going to work. Like, nothing was even happening.
He thought he could save her. He could not save her, salvage like the situation. That he could work with. He could work with the obsession, with the wish.
Oh, I fucked up.
Like that, he could manage it.
Okay, maybe, I guess. I disagree totally. I don't know what else, but I think we're to... You get more damage from combo. Can I keep doing combos like turn after turn after turn? Is that how that works?
You can do combos every turn. Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, so that's ×2. Okay, but now I have to go 0 and then 1,
Yep.
and then it keeps building, or will it reset the next turn?
No,
it
it
resets.
resets
So
the
you
next
lied.
turn. Yeah,
You
yeah.
lied about it being every turn.
No,
You
you
lied.
said, can I do combos every turn? And I said, yes,
Martin.
you can do combos every turn.
You lied. It's okay.
Okay. All right, DRT. Do you have anything else?
yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I think his biggest character flaw is his cowardice. Like, he was too cowardly to confess. He was too cowardly to try any other solutions. He was too cowardly to kill himself at the end. And
Well, that's not true. He does
so
kill himself at the end, kind of, although he uses
No,
pills,
no.
which is cowardly, I guess.
He,
But I'm saying that's a big jump
and-
from, like, cowardly to, like, isn't willing to kill himself. Like, I feel like that is a pretty big jump. Like, he definitely was selfish. Like, I definitely agree with that.
he cowered out of that as well. At the end, he put his
He
fingers in
tried
his
to
mouth.
puke, and then her wish went. Yeah.
Yeah,
True, yeah.
He was only stopped by her wish. And I just wanted to say all the YouTubers are really cringe that are jumping on this story. They're all like super thirsty to kill another competitor. I think it was like this with the Lindsay Ellis case as well.
Damn.
So yeah, it's like classic cancel culture. So yeah,
Yeah.
I agree
you,
with
DRT.
your takes there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Have fun, people.
DGO, see ya.
Okay, so for this, hold on. So I'm going to do the whip is because it's a lower damage thing, and then the
Sure.
Bible will be high damage, and then I have a big bonus. Oh, but they died. But then that would have been the best way to use a knife after, because it would have done the most damage. Okay, all right.
Yes. Just a heads up for future call-ins, I'm getting Unidev to hopefully make us like a Google website form type thing, so I could know the questions beforehand, so I can help filter out people. I'm not saying I would have filtered out DRT0 there. I'm just saying in the future, I think we're going to be able to make better call-ins. I'm working on it. Pyro Technus, sorry. Hello.
Oh. Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Hey. Hold on. I just want to say that I feel like I don't think Bear was that much of a villain at all. He was just like a guy that just made a bunch of bad decisions towards the end.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, villain may be a strong word, but I think the issue is just that he kind of was like a pussy, and then as a result of him being a pussy, things got obviously really fucking horrible and bad in his life.
Yeah, but like also like towards the end of it, keep in mind everyone says like, oh, like the diner is when what I feel is when he first thinks that like, oh, the wish is involved, but I don't think he truly believes it's the wish until he makes the call to the company, which he doesn't make till he goes to grab his bag and the box makes a noise and he's like, the box, huh? He looks at it and then he calls.
I mean, I think I think it's supposed to communicate to us that in the diner, because he repeats the wish back to her, that he probably knows that it's the wish that's like kind of fucking everything up, right? I feel like that's
he
pretty
could have
intentional.
an inkling of it, but also keep in mind that like this world is like our world where we don't believe in magic.
Sure.
So he thinks that like, oh, maybe the wish happened, but like, it's like if you wish for something on your birthday and you got it, and you're like, oh, do you really think that magic's real?
I understand what you're saying for like if this was real life. I'm just saying like in the movie he repeated like the wish back to her, and then she agreed that that's why she was behaving the way she was, kind of. And I think that's the director's trying to communicate at that point, that like she probably, or he should understand at this point what's going on.
Yeah. But also like for all towards the end of the stuff when people say like, oh, he could have done this, he could have done this, keep in mind that this all happened like the next day, where the creepy stuff happens at night, he goes to work, he comes back, after he comes back from work he makes the call, and then he's basically been told like, hey, this is your life now. Then he comes in the house, she freaks out, he tries to be like, hey, I'm gonna try and do this thing so we're not together 24/7. She freaks out, he brings her over, and then she does a whole bunch of scary, creepy shit. And like towards the end where like he asks her like, oh, I just need you to be Nikki. Like you could see there's a point where he realized like, oh, Nikki's gone forever.
No, he knew way before that.
Yeah. Wait, should I cash these out or do I keep these? Is this only per run, like these cards you get?
This is just per run. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
But if you're right now I would cash out because you're early game, right? You need your coins.
Okay, well I didn't know that, but thanks for the spoiler. Got him. Is there a benefit to running into monsters like sideways? Do I get like a cool?
No.
Okay. It just does a sound. I just think you're wrong, and I think we could go to like the actual media and show when he kind of knows, or at the bare minimum, it's way before minimum. When you're saying.
Good one.
Yeah, bear. But anyway, is that your only thing?
No. Also, there is a tarot card you can get in the game that will let your combos...
Okay, got it. Thank you.
I got him out of here. Jesus Christ, people can't stop themselves. All right, Rochambeau, do you have a disagreement with Steve?
Yeah. Hey guys,
all right, let's hear it.
Big fans. How you doing? Happy birthday, Mr. Gemzar.
Thank you.
All right, let me throw this out here, okay? We explicitly... Well, first of all, Destiny, do you think that Bear is the villain of the movie?
I mean, as much as one can be, yeah, probably, I guess, yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, so in the diner scene, there's one thing that you guys I think are kind of missing, and maybe it's just a recalled memory. But when he takes the phone call from Ian addresses two things. He talks about Nikki snapped into another person. Snapped is even the language they use is like snapping the One Wish Willow, and he talks about her father not having cancer. Okay, when he goes back to the table, he addresses both those things in different order. Okay, and then he, like you said, he repeats the wish back to her. But there's also one other thing that happens. There's a flashback to him making the wish. We actually see a flashback to him in the car making the wish. That's when he realizes. The next, as soon as they start talking about, she like freaks out and she starts talking about like, he says, did your father actually have cancer? She says no, and then she says it doesn't matter. The subtext of that, like you saw in one of the videos you were watching, is like when he says he doesn't care, I think he's saying at that point that he doesn't care that she's quote unquote possessed by his like wish at that point, like that her autonomy's gone. And then there's a flash cut to the butt scene that you're talking about. Now, as far as the discourse goes, Darius does seem to be correct. It seems absolutely insane, like based on the videos you've seen. But I do think they're explicitly trying to say that after that scene that he is raping her for sure.
The problem with the whole raping her is that like the thing that he's having sex with like isn't even really like a real person anymore at that point, right?
Well, let me ask you this: you agree that she kind of like snaps back to herself a couple times throughout the film, right?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Kind of, right, yeah. It seems a little strange. But do you think, like, I guess if you think it's not her, this gets into, like, gross territory, but, like, do you think that there's, like, this has actually happened, like, where people have been raped in, like, comas or whatever, and they don't remember or suffer, sort of the...
Yeah.
It's still
I think that's
rape,
even
right?
explicitly kind of stated, or it's implied heavily in the thing, yeah?
Implied heavily in what thing?
That the real Nikki is still experiencing everything, right? That's how when she wakes up, she's able to say, like, don't wake her up. Like, obviously she's aware that something else is, like, driving her to do stuff, right? That she's possessed or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, for sure. Even when she's sleeping and she says, he says, like, would it... I think also, like, I think the two things that Bear is are he's a coward and he's selfish. And while I agree with you that, like, anyone would make a wish like he made, he does make a wish that takes away her autonomy. He doesn't know that the wish it has worked when he makes it, but by the diner scene he does know. And then he as it goes on, we see the most villainous thing, and you've actually said this, that he says in the movie is when she's sleeping and he says, well, instead of like trying to release her or not even kill her, but trying to care about her feelings, he says the selfish thing, what would be so bad being with me? And then she responds, I've never been with you.
Yeah.
Because it's not me. So, okay. I guess I didn't have that much disagreement, but
So you lied to me.
No, I didn't lie. I didn't think. The thing is that, like, I don't think that the rape discourse, I don't think that there's like a larger discourse. I think it is just a horror movie that, is a send up to sort of codependency and female stereotypes, and it like
I don't even know if I would say I kind of female stereotypes, but like here's the thing, like I legitimately believe you could swap the genders in this movie and it would be basically the same. I don't think that there's much like patriarchy.
Well, wouldn't it just play out with the guy being, but if you swap the genders, wouldn't it play out with the guy just being hyper violent to sort of everyone around him? Because that's how.
Well, she's hyper violent a little bit, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean, she literally gets up and moves the dude, moves the lady away, and then also like kills her.
Sure.
Yeah,
even moving her is violence. Sure. Yeah,
oh my god. Fair. Actually, knowing those things, if you would have swapped the genders, I think people could have arguably even gone for like a
men bad?
Oh my god. Actually, you know what? If you did swap the genders in this, they actually would have it wouldn't have changed the discourse. Because people would have said like, oh well, when the guy is fucking her and no, No, wait. It would have been the girl fucking the guy, and he's laying there. It would be like, oh, he doesn't even enjoy the sex. It's just the idea that like she's forced him to dominate him, and women sometimes give sex to men even when they don't want to because they know that if they don't, he's going to start a huge scene. And this is evidenced by the fact that when she finally tries to get away from him and talks to her cute guy friend in the car, he shows up and literally murders her because it's about how men are so possessive of everything. And when they're at the party, and even when there's a joke about like playing a game and her having to get a kiss from a cute guy, she comes over in the middle of the whole party to demonstrate how he possesses her even in public around friends. And then it's also a social commentary because none of the other people even step in to do anything because the men are supposed to. Yeah, like not like you could have literally swapped the genders of this movie and the story would have been the same. There is no like social fucking commentary.
And Hollywood is the patriarchy.
Sure, maybe yeah. Like there would have been I don't think that there's any. I don't think it was supposed to be. I tweeted out. I don't think it's that deep.
I totally agree with that. I just think that like I guess it was more like when we initially watched the movie in chat. Darius was like spurting out that like it wasn't rape or that it wasn't this or you know what I mean, and then I feel like a third of your audience was no, that's maybe too high. Well, I mean, a third of your audience has never been touched by a woman, but like I also feel at least without not using their credit card number, but I feel like I don't know. It's just it's not like. It's not the most interesting thing in the movie for sure, but it does feel like a litmus test if you see that diner scene, you know what I mean? And it's sort of explicitly, it uses the plot device of showing the flashback of him making the wish as a light bulb moment to realize that he understands that the wish has worked. And then, I'm kind of looping, sorry.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying that like important. For this to really be a heavy social mash, what am I supposed to do?
Just XP.
Oh, then I think there just needed to be easier decisions for him to make, and I don't think there really were once he snapped the thing.
No, he traps himself for sure, and he doesn't know that he traps himself. But I do think that he could have made better decisions, and I do think that.
But not really. Past snapping the wishbone, he's fucked, right? Somebody has to die at that point, that's pretty big, right? Like people dying.
You don't think he could have done anything, like locked her in a room? I mean, like
really?
Somebody has to die at that point. Because if she's away from him, she would rather die than not have him. And I feel like she makes that pretty clear in the movie too.
Yeah.
So somebody would die there. The only thing I think he could have done is A, my voodoo idea, or B, what he tries to do is get someone to undo the wish. I don't even think that would have worked.
Maybe we don't know. I guess, but
yeah, we have no idea.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Nice talking to you guys. Have a great day.
Be careful.
Take care.
All right, Joe. Robbie.
Yo.
Do you disagree with Steven?
Yes, Dune 1 is good.
Good one, Epic.
Is that it?
Yep.
What, does he think it's not good? Or does he think it's...
Okay, he's good. Rudy.
Giuliani.
Okay. My issue here is that you keep saying it's a horror, just a horror movie. I think that's dismissive. It's not about like the couple dynamics. It's about Bear being so obsessed with this fantasy of this woman that he is willing to destroy his life. And I think we can see that you're right that he's fucked, just completely fucked as soon as he makes the wishes. But even though he's fucked, it is in like the discrete moments that he pronounces, like the way that he views this relationship between is the diner scene where the visual language of the movie is trying to say, hey, because he answers it does not matter. And as soon as it does not matter, the camera is on him, he's smiling, and we cut to him fucking her as a statue. And like,
I just want to say, I don't think that's a diner. That seems like a nice restaurant.
It is a restaurant. You're right.
I don't like when we're calling it a diner.
I agree.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
The difference? He's on a nice date.
You're right.
Fair.
Go ahead.
There's that. Again, Rochambeau and Yarto brought this up, that he first tries to change the wish, not just cancel it. And at the end...
Yeah, that was interesting. Because we were talking earlier, like, oh, he tries to cancel the wish. Well, he initially calls to see if he can change the wish and, like, tone it down, which I think plays into more that, like, Bear is, like, a shitty character, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like... What he's looking for is like some kind of like genuine love, not understanding that will never happen, right?
Yeah.
Sure, but he's willing to pursue that at the cost of everyone around him.
Yeah, but I don't know if he realized, like, if that request would have come after maybe like after hearing like the screaming person, then maybe there's more that you could say about that. But
I think
comes after the party
a
scene, you know?
normal person would probably do what Bear did, trying to undo the wish like that, versus like completely undoing it. Trying to like, I want like genuine love, not what I accidentally got.
I agree. But I think that speaks to, the misunderstanding that I feel most people have, is that this is not about a couple dynamics. It's about you being so infatuated with someone that you're willing to destroy your life to keep going with them.
yeah, but I don't. Well, is he trying to just? I don't know if he really wants to destroy his life, or would have been willing. I think he didn't realize that that's what would happen.
Realizing or not, but it seems like at every turn, he doesn't regret the decision.
Really?
I feel like it, yeah, because he keeps, at the moment where he's able to, oh, so you're just not in love with me? Oh, what's so bad with being with me? All those moments, it seems like he still's like, fuck, if I could make this work, there was a way. Like, sure, she's destroying, but I think the moment he changes is when she kills the girl, and then he's like, oh, okay, now it's a real fucking risk. But at that point...
Well, that's a take.
Okay, can I ask one more question?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your issue with the slow Blade penetrates the shield?
I got him out of there. Don't
Good
worry.
job. Is there any way for me to get life back?
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually.
Okay.
So not on this
Hero,
run.
hero.
So I'm dead.
You might. It depends on the cards. It's in the heart of the cards at that point.
Don't fuck out, Destiny. Hey, I'm actually just kind of curious about the whole idea that there's like an actual entity different from the girl. Specifically because he did wish for her to love him, right? And I understand the idea that this love might not actually be real and it's like actually some other entity possessing the girl. But do you believe that the wish actually made something, whatever that entity is, or actually the girl loved him?
What?
Like, do you think there's actual love anywhere that that wish created?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think you can
So
create
it's-
love. Love is
I mean,
love is
it's-
like a choice.
Loser.
Yeah, but it's magic though. It's supposed to be
Well, I
like
mean, we're
pure
seeing that
magic.
you can't do that, right? With the movie.
Yeah, why? Where's? I mean, I understand kind of like the idea, but
I would say the answer is no, because the way that the whatever possession thing, the way that it expresses love is not love, and we see that. That's why we're so fucking creeped out by it. So, like, I think if she would have been doing, like, authentically nice, kind, loving things, maybe you could make that argument. But in the movie, we see, like, one of the first big overtures she makes towards him is, like, cooking his cat or whatever, right? So it
Yes,
seems
I
like,
understand that.
and that's probably not a way that we would imagine we would express love to somebody. Like, that just seems to be, whatever that is not what an ordinary person would think of as, like, a loving thing.
Well, she loves him so much, she's trying to get him to stop eating meat.
Wow.
no, she loves him so much that she would do anything crazy for him.
Sure, but
Like,
whatever that
for
is
for
not...
example, that love says that he loved his cat, so
Whatever you're about to
she
say,
would give it-
whatever you're about to
Yeah.
say, you understand. Just tell me, please, for my own sanity. You would never cook somebody's dead animal for them, right?
No, of course I wouldn't.
Okay.
But it's almost
Because
from
you
the idea
recognize that
love
wouldn't be-
makes you do crazy shit.
Okay.
To an extreme, that would mean that if he loves his cat, maybe she would give it to him because crazy shit. I don't know.
I'm going to go ahead and say probably no, that most people who love people don't cook their dead animals for them, would be my
Yeah, no,
guess.
of course not. But most people aren't crazy from love.
Yeah, so whatever's happening is probably not like authentic love that exists there. It's some other type of thing, right? Because nobody who truly loves somebody would cook their dead animal for them. I think it's safe to say, right? That they wouldn't do that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not fully convinced because of how crazy people can get from love. But
So you think
if you're
sometimes
going from
people...
the-
Stop, you keep saying that. So you think sometimes people cook people's dead animals for them, and they think that's a real show of love?
if they are crazy for the other person, literally crazy of love for the other person, yes.
Well, don't you think there's a higher chance of people to say, oh, this actually sounds like a really unhealthy form of obsession rather than genuine, true love for a person?
Yes, obviously, but I mean,
Well,
does
'cause
obsession is obsession mutually exclusive with love?
Probably. That's probably why the movie is called Obsession and not True Love or True Romance.
True Love would have been a good name, though.
Okay.
All right, you got blown the fuck out. Thank you.
No, I love you. Be careful.
You destroyed that guy.
Shut the fuck
man.
up. Oh my god.
Oh,
You're so
shit.
fucking cringe.
Strovium. 5.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I had to unmute the stream. I don't have. This might be a disagreement with you. I'm not sure, but it seems like there's a general misunderstanding of how the wish functions, and maybe this is just headcanon to me. But
Oh boy.
the idea that I have is that it's not like a monkey paw thing. It's not a demon possession. What it is, the willow twists reality to whatever you want it to be. And like if you wished for like a blanket that's your favorite color, it would give you a blanket that's your favorite color, right? And there's not like a fact of the matter there. It's based off of what the person intends when they're making the wish. So when he made the wish that he loved her, that she loved him more than anything in the fucking world, it used his concept of love to turn that into reality. And it cranked it to 11 because it needs to be more than anyone in the world. So we see this in the beginning where he's doing like slight manipulation tactics to get like drips of affection from her by like doing like the, oh, I've got something for you, I'll give it to you later, I want to tell you something, I'm not going to tell you, and then also like the using his dead cat to like get a drip of sympathy when they're at the bar. She immediately starts doing this stuff the same way, like seconds after making the wish. I don't know how nobody fucking gets that.
Yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying. I don't know how much of a difference that makes for any part of the movie in terms of how we would analyze it, but maybe, sure.
Well, people are talking about it like in love in the abstract and like, oh, this is love. This is just like a demonic form of love. Like, no, it's, to me, the whole story is like Bear coming to the realization that his perception of love is toxic. And Nikki becomes a manifestation of what he believed love was. And he almost immediately starts feeling like icky because of it. And then it gets taken to the extreme, obviously. But like, I think people just read way too much into it. It's like, it's not demonic. It's not the monkey paw. And I think that kind of like, that colors the whole narrative about like, is it rape or is it not? And like, I think, like you're saying, this is like an agreement now. People lose the actual message because they're so obsessed with the rape narrative.
Okay, maybe. How do you explain, like, why would his version of love involve, like, cooking cats for somebody, though?
It's like, well, he doesn't love Nikki more than anyone in the world, right? So obviously whatever form of love he's wishing for is going to be an elevated version of what he has.
Okay.
And what he has for her is like an unhealthy, slightly manipulative, toxic kind of thing.
Okay, maybe. I guess I wish they would have shown that somewhere in the film, that he had like an unhealthy obsession with her.
It did early, like, well, it's like baby toxic obsession.
It just seems like a crush.
Yeah, like a crush that he's not dealing with well. And like, the cat thing is like a little abstract, but my thought process of that is he has genuine affection towards his cat, and she is trying to associate with him all the things that have affection. And this is like a theory that I've seen, so I've kind of co-opted it, but she's probably like in a relatively empty apartment, and they go on that date, and he's like, oh, it's like my little food critic. So she goes home and starts thinking about everything related to Bear. Like, okay, Bear loves his cat. He loves food. He wants to be a food critic. There's like nothing in the house to make, so I'll just like cook the cat.
Okay, maybe.
I'm not saying it's a smart decision. I'm not saying it's logical. It's just like that's the reality bending to his perception of like what loving someone more than anyone in the world is like.
Okay. All right. Sure. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're the first guy who's came in here and given a interesting.
Something to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. Something to think about. Interesting.
Cool. But that's
Darius
all.
wanted to come in, I think, and talk to you.
Oh boy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Let me pull him in.
Wait,
Darius,
real quick.
go ahead.
After I've gotten the reward from a part, should I keep going back? Like, should I go? Like I'm in this. Never mind. Keep going. I'll figure it out.
Yo, okay, does he still talk about this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hey, fucking dipshit, fuckwit, moron, fucking ass. When you're saying, oh yeah, the chick's becoming a manifestation of himself, when the fuck did this nigga lie about his cat dying? This bitch was lying and saying random shit. Nothing is, that she did related to anything he was doing. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, it absolutely did. So if you talk about in the beginning, he was wanting to open up about her, like baiting her in for attention, and then he realized, like, oh, I don't want to actually talk about my dead cat because we're supposed to be in the bar, we're doing trivia night, we're having a fun time. He manipulates her into prying, and then he sort of
manipulates her into prying. His cat just died the same day. You can't be depressed at all or show any signs that you're actually going through stuff. Yeah,
prying, not crying. Prying like a
prying,
crowbar.
yeah, I know, prying. How are you prying by showing that you're a little bit upset today? I mean, he was acting weird the whole day. His fucking cat died the same day.
I mean, this is like a shitty argument. Like, people do this. Like, they express that they're upset, and they're like, oh no, I don't want to talk about it. And you bait someone into prying.
Bro, I deadass can tell, probably in your logs, I could probably tell days that Destiny isn't streaming. You're probably typing like something like, man, my day is just not doing well, man. Destiny, please go live. You're probably typing a little bit differently than you do every day because you're sure fun if he's live or not. But like, I understand that, like, shit, like, when people are fucking, like, sad, they're probably not going to be 100% for the day. For you to say that he's prying for information about his fucking dead cat because he's a little off for the day is just fucking retarded.
No, he's manipulating her into prying. She wants him to pry. Clearly he's expressing that there's something going on with him, and then
because there is.
Right, yeah, I don't disagree. But then he's taking a step back the moment that she notices, so that way he's making her the one compelled to, like, pull out because she has compassion for him, obviously.
What slurs are you allowed to say on here?
Let's chill for a second because I agree with your take almost 99%.
But you don't agree with it for the right reason, man. I don't care if you fucking have the same fucking conclusion because now Destiny does. But, dude, you can't say somebody who has something going on with them. Yeah, I was screaming all fucking weekend because of you people, actually. Because of fucking 2 days ago, my voice is gone. Fucking,
What do you mean, you people?
DGGs. Now, when you're saying like when someone's having something going on with them, and throughout the day they're having issues, and they're like,
why when it says add 10% area, why doesn't it always do splash damage? I don't understand.
Okay, so can I provide like the mirror to that? Immediately after he makes the wish, she goes up to the car, she invites him in, he acts a little hesitant, and then she's like, oh no, I'm sorry, that's weird, right? That's weird. And then he's like, no, it's not weird. And then she manipulates him to coming inside. That's the exact mirror image of what happened in the bar. Do you disagree with that? So, I mean, you must have the take that it's the same on both sides.
Real quick, when people are obsessed with someone, they act a little, they're like overthinking. They're a little like obsessively thinking. Well, sorry, what the fuck? Yeah, she's doing that relative behaviors that someone that's, trying to like, ask someone to hang out with them to do. I don't understand like how that's like different. It's like, it's not that it's mirroring the exact behaviors. It's like, and also it's not the same because she's way more forward than him.
Really? What is his wish? What is his wish? That I wish she would love me more than anyone in the world.
Do you think he loved her more than anyone in the world?
No.
Okay, then how is it the same behavior?
Because his wish is for it to be more.
Incomplete combination.
Okay, so she's doing a lot extra than someone that has feelings for you. So I don't understand where you're like drawing the parallel because you're saying she's awkward as well a little bit when she's talking about stuff for like the first 24 hours. That's supposed to be like symbolism towards like her just repeating the same thing. So you're supposed to think about this guy as just being her, but like to the extreme.
Right. So what's your favorite color?
Red.
If you wished for a blanket that was your favorite color, what would the wish do?
Make it red.
Right, and blue is obviously the best color, so the wish is interpreting what you think your favorite color is.
Do you think he thought when he said, I want her to love me more than anyone in the world, he was like, oh yeah, I want you to be this fucking like person that cooks my fucking cat. Or if I make some meal like that in my kitchen.
He thought what he felt towards Nikki was love. And he wanted that from Nikki, but cranked to 11.
He wanted that from Nikki, but created what? Sorry, this fucking Samsung S26 Ultra sucks.
You're good. He thought that what he felt towards Nikki was love, and he wished for that from Nikki to him, cranked to 11.
How? How do you get that?
Because that's in like this is my headcanon, but that's what I think the Willow does. Because when you wish for a blanket that's your favorite color, it gives you a red blanket, even though a blue blanket is better.
I don't think that would be better. What happened wasn't better or in any way, shape, or form.
Right, because that's my
She's, like,
opinion, dude.
But it's not even
Love
at the
is
base- but it's- but it's-
love
but
is
it's
not a
even at the baseline
factual
of what's going
thing.
on. What I'm trying to tell you is the behaviors you're saying that are mirroring his behaviors that would show affection or love that are cranked up aren't the same thing. He wouldn't like cook her cat and put she literally said that she wanted a rock that was the same thing and he got a fucking stick. Like it's not even something that's better. He just got something else because he fucking thought it was cooler. It has nothing to do with like oh yeah, you're just mirroring the same behaviors. If you mirrored the same behaviors, I think she would probably go and like try to do what he was doing, which was like trying to impress him with gifts for similar things. But I mean, she got a gift. She got that one thing that was like what was it, like her mom's like rock or something.
Yeah, like what was a tiger's eye or something?
It was a tiger's eye, but it was like that was something that like I don't even know how the fuck that would even relate to anything that he's done.
No, I think him getting the gift was fine, but the idea of like, oh, I've got a gift for you, and then he decides not to give it to her, and like that's a sort of like back and forth. Like,
did she do that?
Yeah,
she just pulled out the gift straight up and gave it to her.
Not with the gift, but she did that with like,
her body.
Affection. No, like I'm talking about while they're still like in the parking lot or like on the side of the road after he makes the wish. Like that's the behavior that she's demonstrating.
I don't know did you want her to just like go and just grab him by the face and like kiss him in order for it to not represent that? Or like just grab, like just start fucking like molesting him? Did you want her to like rape him in order for
I don't want anything. Okay.
But like but I'm telling you what you're saying is just like that's like a normal it's like not like this is like a replication. This is just how someone that is obsessed would act, or someone that is like trying to like and start up a relationship would act. They would act like nervous or overthink things. They wouldn't just like be straightforward or like start like saying a whole bunch of million.
We know it's not just like a crush because they've known each other for years, and his best friend has intimated to him that like he's let this obsession with her build up, and like he's elevated her the concept of crossing that threshold into something a lot bigger than it is, and it's fucking with his head.
Yeah, it's making him nervous.
Sure.
Because if he's had to express his feelings for X amount of time. I don't know if it's getting to the point where he's obsessed, but he's trying to figure out how to confess his feelings to her, which I don't know how. What do you bring this up for?
Wait, does destroy mean that you never draw it again, or just you can't draw it again for that fight?
You never draw it again. Like it will go away.
So just 3 max health. Wow, cringe.
I don't know. I think we got a little lost in the sauce, but like
Oh, Darius, you got lost in the sauce.
Are you lost in the sauce,
No,
Darius?
the conversation is just retarded. It's like in my fantasy, he's doing the same thing, but they're not doing the same thing at all. They're just one was doing something completely insane, like literally just insane bullshit. And you're trying to say, oh, it's like it's slightly like what he's doing, but like to like a tenth. But it's like, I guess like me having sex with someone is the same as someone else raping because I guess they're both sexual activity. Like I don't know what the fuck. Like I don't know.
She starts doing this like push pull thing, and then he resists, and then she has this toxic reaction to it, and then she.
But he's not push pulling either.
Well, the whole idea is that every time he resists, she escalates, and she like keeps this sort of like feedback cycle working. That's why it's like it gets weirder as the movie goes on because she's doing the thing that he's doing, but just taking it to an extreme.
Okay, but he's not push pulling. He's like literally in the comment. He's literally asked like, "Do you want to ask me on a date?" He's like, "No, I think we're good friends." So I guess like it doesn't seem like unless you're trying to say that was pushing, but even prior to that, it doesn't seem like he was even trying to start. Like he was just being fucking awkward as shit.
Yeah, and I think he's got like obviously confidence issues, and he's afraid of.
Yeah, but it's when you're talking about someone push or pulling, they're like, "Oh, don't ask me about what happened today," and then they're like, they tell you, and then you're like.
But he took the step to shop for a meaningful gift for her, and like he got kind of like a cheesy one, whatever. But like he's doing things that is trying to ingratiate himself.
So, hold on 1 second. There's a crash in front of me. Give me 1 second. I don't.
Are you in the car?
1 second. Yes, dude. I'm fucking driving. I almost hit this fucking semi because you.
It would have been his fault.
He's blaming you for almost hitting the semi.
Well, Mr. Moon and Destiny, you guys could at least agree that like my headcanon kind of holds water. Like it's logically consistent at least, right?
Yeah, I think the idea that like I like what is your favorite color blanket interpretation of it? Of like the willow really does just give you what you want.
Yeah, I think that's sort of like the neat thing about the movie that I was thinking about afterwards is like this kind of reframes like genie lore to me a little bit. Like maybe genies have seen this shit go down, and that's why they don't allow wishing for true love.
Could make sense, yeah. That is Monkey Paw? It's absolutely not.
Monkey Paw is like Wishmaster Fugazi shit. That's like intentionally malicious. This is just warping reality to exactly what your perception of the wish is. The thing that is unexplained is like obviously the wish isn't omnipotent. My theory with that is though, like as long as Nikki is doing the things that are technically in line with the wish, she's allowed to pilot. So like when Nikki's so tired she has to lay down, real Nikki can kind of talk to him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like you have a hand on the wheel as long as you're going where the autopilot wants you to go.
Is Darius coming back, or are we good to go next?
Yeah, you can drop me if you want. Seems like he's got shit to do, and I don't want to be responsible for anyone's lives.
GG,
Wow,
thank
really?
you.
Later.
Colin. Bye. Archer, what do you got?
Hey, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, buddy.
All right. Okay, I wanted to actually add onto what the previous caller was saying. I feel like he stole my take, I swear to God. But I wanted to give you like, I guess to start out here. I think to add on to the fact about what the other guy was saying regarding, sorry, my brain was like so wide right.
Oh
no. To add on to the fact that I think one thing you said, Destiny, is that a big part of this movie is the deconstruction of the fact that like without choice, you can't really have true love. That if you remove a person's autonomy, you can't technically ever truly have a true, real relationship. Am I like on the right path about that's what your opinion was?
Yeah.
I feel like, and this might be a little pedantic, but I feel like it's a little bit wrong because I think her specific behavior in the movie is more than just the fact that her choice was removed and that's why she acts the way she does. I think she acts the way she does because she's a reflection of Bear's real feelings towards her. And what I want to do is I want to get into some of the first lines he says. So do you remember the scene in the start of the movie when he's like confessing to the waitress and Ian has it set up over there like to like fake confess to Nikki, right? The lines he says is, I think, basically this is what he's saying to the waiters. Like he's like, I think I'm coming apart. I think about you all the time, Nikki. You're in every song I listen to. You were the first person who was nice to me when I came, here, etc., etc. You were there when my Nana passed away. And then he ends it off by saying his final line is, I would choose you over everything. Now, before I go into anything more, let's say I gave you just that scene right there. I cut it off right then and there. And I didn't tell you any other context about the movie. I didn't tell you what the movie is going to be about. I didn't tell you about any One Wish Willow, anything. If you heard just that and you knew the title of the movie was Obsession, what do you think about Bear's character so far?
He's probably a stalker, serial killer or something.
Yeah,
unhealthy
absolutely.
obsession. What? Wait, just an unhealthy obsessive guy. Yeah, being dramatic.
Right. I think the movie is, and to be fair, the movie doesn't give us too much detail and description into his character. We only get like the first 20 minutes of the movie. But I think a big part of this movie is the fact that Bear, he's kind of a loser. And I'm not just saying that because the choices that he makes later on. I'm just saying that even before The Wish. I think he's kind of a loser because he lacks ambition. He doesn't have a lot going on in his life. He doesn't have a lot of purpose. He doesn't have a lot of stuff really going on in his life. I think the reason why his cat dies, I think it connects to this, is that he's generally neglectful about his life, his responsibilities. And that's why he neglected the fact that he left his fucking pill bottle on the floor and his cat died. I think it's because of the fact that he doesn't have a lot going on in his life, and he sees Nikki, and Nikki's like this cheerful, amazing, nice, down-to-earth girl, and he's like super drawn to her. He views her as a girl that could maybe save him. I wouldn't be surprised if the point of the director, what the director was trying to convey is that Bear, and I'm kind of cheating because I think the script kind of says this, is that I think he doesn't really get happy unless he's around her. Which, and here's another thing I'm gonna ask you: if you knew a guy, if it was a friend or whatever.
Actually, wait. Let me because another thing that would bolster this interpretation too is that what was the big thing that drove him to finally?
She was leaving.
Yeah, and then what did he end up doing? He ended up making a wish that kept her there, right?
Yeah.
Also, what was the thing that he was going to do with the other girl? Why did he finally go and talk to her? Is because she was also about to leave.
She was about to fuck off.
Right? Yeah.
Or at least he wanted to find out if she was going to leave.
Yeah, remember? Because the letter that she got was saying that she was going to go off to some school or whatever, right?
Yeah. I actually think that, and this might be like a crazy schizo take, I think that at that point of the movie, had Nikki not shown up and killed Sarah there, I think Bear was looking for an out in that moment, and Sarah represented that person that he could finally choose to like leave the relationship, to leave Nikki. And I think what he was gonna do next, and this might be dark and it might be a little bit reading into it.
Oh, was gonna kill Nikki and leave?
Yes. Yep. Which I don't know the movie necessarily says that, but I think that's what he was gonna do. And he's gonna convince himself that, oh, it's what Nikki wanted. You know, she said it. She said she wanted to die. Here, I'm gonna kill her, free her, and now I have Sarah. I think it's to add to the further selfishness of his character. He never cared about her at all. He only cared about her to the extent that she bolstered his life, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. No, I don't. I feel like that's probably the best, deepest interpretation you could get from anything. I don't think I necessarily disagree.
Yeah.
I feel like there's multiple points in the movie that kind of back that up.
Yeah, it's why I don't, because I think technically speaking, if you wanted to, he could have worded the wish in a way, and this is my theory on the wish. I think the way the wish works, and I don't know what the previous caller said, he might say the same thing, but I think the way the wish works is the wish interprets what your brain is thinking in order to execute the wish. So I think in the scene where you see Ian and where he's wishing for $1 billion, right? He doesn't wish, he's not thinking in his mind the wish is serious. So he's not thinking like, oh, $1 billion gets deposited into my bank account or I get an investment account. He's literally, I wouldn't be surprised if subconsciously he's literally thinking that $1 billion just falls out of the sky. And that's exactly what happens. And I think that's why his wish, Nikki, turns out the way she does. Not just because of what you said, which is that her autonomy was taken, her choice was taken. I think she turns out obsessive.
Bro. Are we just doing game theories now? Or like, what is this? Is what this call is supposed to be about? I thought we were talking about this guy was a rapist or not.
Darius, the only reason why you're so worked up about this... No. Shut up. The only reason why you're so worked about this is because Bear is you, bro. That's why. Every single girl in your fucking... Yeah, motherfucker, you only get purpose in your life because of the girls you fuck. Xena, Merc, Grace, Tsuchiya, what do they all have in common? They're all damaged, BPD, crazy women that you want in your life so you can fix. That's it, brother. And Bear is a representation of that. That's why you're so fucked up.
Character as your profile picture. You got stunted at age 8. Second off, you're in Destiny, the streamer's call. Are you fucking with me?
And then third,
stream to Destiny, not GG.
Oh my
game
god.
Theory behind a fictional fucking world.
Yeah, so is Destiny, so is Mr. Moonin. That's called enjoying fucking me. So is Destiny, so is Mr. Moon. So are we all
talking? I thought we were talking about the discourse.
You've been debating about this for the past 5
I thought we were having a conversation about the discourse.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, here's my theory. I think the one willow is from the willow tree, and the willow tree, I think back in the day, they had like Indians and shit making wishes with tree bark, and I also think...
Listen, Darius, don't project the women you date on me, nigga. I know they sound just as retarded when they analyze anything, but don't project that on me though, bro. That's just you, nigga. That's just you, bro.
That's what you're doing right now. That's literally what you're doing right now in this call. What are you talking about?
Chemlord the Great, no, I can't say it, but I say it anyway.
Exactly. So you're racist too.
I mean, well, listen, that's just what we do.
That's beside the point, man.
That's just beside the point.
What should I just keep delaying turns every round in order to draw the one guy that gives me the crawler experience? Sorry, go ahead.
Probably, yeah.
Also, Also, it's so crazy that you people have the audacity to be like, this guy's kind of a loser. You don't know shit about him. He works a job.
Bro!
What do you do every day? And then
Nigga, I
second
have a
off,
job too. The fuck? I have a better job than he works at a fucking
You're
music
obsessed
store.
with Marvel
Nigga,
films at fucking 30. You don't have a job.
nigga, my Avatar isn't even Marvel, you dumb fuck. It's Green Arrow, dumbass. Actually learn your fucking
Oh my
actual
God.
comics,
Wait,
dumbass
Green
bitch.
Arrow's not, fuck you. Oh, it's DC, actually. That's even worse somehow.
Exactly, it's a fucking TV show.
It's a
That's why I
side
have
character
it
in
there,
DC
brother.
universe. Oh, who do people know in DC besides Batman and Robin?
Yeah, they fucking suck, bro.
Superman,
They're
maybe.
one-dimensional as fuck. They have no fucking actual character outside of just being pure badasses.
Sorry, I need to
That's
go
literally it.
because I have sex. I have a job. I don't sit there and look up like DC the Green Arrow special.
Nigga, you
I don't
spend
even
all
watch the
day on
WB
Discord
version.
arguing about
Dude,
this
your
fucking
your
movie. You
characters
are
can't
way
even
worse
get
than I am.
movies. They're so irrelevant. They get fucking on the WB.
They had a
with
fucking
$1,000
TV show.
budgets.
I mean, listen,
What?
they had a fucking TV show, and the TV show was way better than any of the Batman movies. Fight me, bro.
Yeah, I bet. That's why so many people talk about it. My ass. They go, Nolan's gonna make the Green
Yeah,
Arrow
and,
movie.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
right,
sorry
buddy.
that like all the fucking normies
Yeah,
in the
right,
world
Bob.
love your fucking
Yeah, right,
movies, bro.
Bob.
Like, wow, holy shit, wow,
Yeah,
cool.
right, Bob.
All right.
My whole thing, dude, is just that it doesn't, dude. Like reading into all this stuff, it doesn't really matter. Dude, he said his first off, you read that off and you said this guy's a loser. His grandma died, and the chick was there for him.
Oh
That's not
my
loser
god,
behavior,
wow.
man.
I guess
Come on, dude.
losers never have
Like, dude,
family
have you ever-
that die, right? That's not the point. That's
I
not
mean,
what I
my family's
said,
been
you
immortal,
dumbass.
bro.
Will you
Actually,
die
I've
if the
actually
water
had
gets
a
too
single
high?
family member die.
What the fuck? How are you in the water, man?
Because
I've never seen that.
I don't know what happens if it gets too high. Do you die?
I don't know how you. Oh,
Yo, why are you linking my log?
yeah.
Whoa, chill, chat. Whoa.
His grandma and his cat died, and this chick was there. Like, bro, can we just take a chill pill?
Hey, that's
Like, we're
fine.
oh,
but
this
what
guy's
I'm
a
saying
loser.
is
Yeah,
that
obviously,
I'm saying is
because
that
the girl was with him.
yes, but
What?
he's obsessed with her because she was nice to him. That's literally his words. He said that at the start of the movie. You were nice. He never says anything
even
about
think
her.
Bro-
He doesn't
I
say
don't
like,
think
"Oh,
Bro
you're
is
so
obsessed.
smart. You're so
Bro
emotionally
was literally-
intelligent.
his cat
You're like
died and he
an
wasn't even-
amazing person."
Dude.
He doesn't list any qualities.
I
His
love how-
only.
dude. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't even control myself. You people watch the movie and you're like, how can I interpret everything he's doing as evil? The guy was on the phone with the chick and she's like, oh, I don't even really fucking like I don't really want to go. My cat died. Like he didn't say that outright, but he was like, I'm probably not gonna go. She was trying to get him to come out. She's like, I really want to see you.
Okay, but that does. What is that? How does that take away my point? I'm not talking about how her.
You're
how she
you're
feels towards
acting
them.
like this guy was a loser, obsessed with this bitch. Like she was with him through good times, and he's trying to make a fucking like a.
Just
listen.
Hey, just
America
because a
has,
girl
like, a
likes you
70%
back
divorce
doesn't
rate.
mean that you
The
still
things
can't
that
be
are
obsessed.
involved are crazy. What?
Just because a girl likes you back doesn't change that if you have obsessive feelings towards her. You know, people get into fucking relationships where one person has an unhealthy obsession.
Just because your confession is sappy doesn't mean you're obsessed.
It's not about it being sappy.
Shit.
Bro, you want to let me get a point. It's not about him being sappy. It's about the fact that he never lists a single quality, a single trait about her, nothing interesting about her. All he lists is the fact that like he's literally falling apart. All he thinks about is her. Every song he listens to is about her. And what does he relate that back to? Oh, you were nice to me when I first came here. That's it. He doesn't say anything else about any quality about her. If I like a girl, I'm gonna have like 17 different things about. Like, oh, you're such a nice person. Oh, like you do like you know, you're so emotionally intelligent. You're a writer. I think that's
Confession
such a
wasn't
cool
good
thing.
enough for you,
All
buddy.
these type of
You would have
things.
wrote something way more meaningful. Let's see your text. Actually, this is where we're getting to Stark territory. If Bear was a real person, I wish he would fucking dox you, because I would love to see what the fuck you said to your girlfriend if you've ever had one. I actually would. What the fuck have you said? I want to see what you're saying to all these girls that you obviously know how to talk, ladies, man. Let's hear it.
I'm not telling them.
Pull
I'm
up
not
the
telling
first
them that
message
I'm
that the
fucking
girl you liked
falling
her.
apart. I'm not telling them that I'm fucking
Oh,
falling apart.
I love your eyeballs. I love the way you move. I love the way you times of my life. I appreciate your presence, and I would like that presence to be everlasting. What the fuck are you trying to say? Like that's what he's fucking saying, man. Just because he's talking
No,
about the
I would
fucking
probably talk
unique
about maybe
moment
the
that
fact
she was
that like
there for
she's like a writer, and that's like something that's extremely cool. Like I don't know anything about what she wrote, but like I probably would have mentioned something like that. I would have mentioned
How
any
does-
other
that doesn't have
characteristic. You
anything
don't
to do
get.
with that being with her confessing to her, man.
It
And
has
also,
to do
I
with
don't
like the
listen,
fact that
maybe
here's
could
why
be
I like you.
All right.
He likes her because she was there for him.
No, I had a couple things more to say. What the fuck?
All right,
Darius came and ruined it. Fuck, I don't know. I feel like Darius is gonna spurg out every time I say anything now.
Darius, you're gonna be able to hold the spur again?
Okay.
Yeah, he's good. Good.
Okay. I wanted to talk about the fact, and I know this is a little.
Oh wait, hold on.
controversial
Just one more
about
thing to bolster, because you just brought that point up. That's interesting. Is when, in the beginning when she does bring up like her writing a book, and she brings up her writing like a romance book or whatever. He's like, romance and love, isn't that basically the same thing? Or whatever. He's not even aware of her. He doesn't even know how to engage with her hobby.
Yeah. Right, and I think in the script too, she like talks about how like romance is like this idealized version of love. It's all the things that like make you feel like you're on top of the sky or whatever. And like love is like the actual messy everyday thing, the type of things that like are like the moments in life where you're not the most happy with your partner, but your partner maybe isn't like the person that you want to be around all the time. It's like it's more downstream, whatever, blah blah blah. Okay. And I feel like that's okay. Well, the part that I want to talk about was I feel like to now add on to this, moving into what I feel like if we go with this interpretation of the movie, which is the fact that she's a reflection of his obsession, I feel like her liking him back is a why are people just fucking getting my fucking logs? Jesus Christ, holy shit. Anyway, god damn, I know I said a lot of crazy shit, but damn, holy crap. Okay. Fuck, what was I saying? God damn it. Fuck. Like, yeah, I was saying that like her liking him back sort of undermines that a bit, because I think the reason why she shouldn't like him in the movie is because of those same characteristics. He doesn't have ambition. He doesn't have a lot going on. He doesn't have a lot of purpose in his life, and that he only gets purpose when she's around him. And I think, and you even see it in this bar scene, where in the bar scene, like for a couple minutes, you see the fact that you see Ian, Nikki, Sarah, all of them are like chatting about, and you see like Bear in the back just like kind of like awkwardly side-eyeing, looking at them, not having anything to say. I think it's to reflect the fact that he doesn't have a lot going on in his life, and that she is the only thing that he thinks about. He's using her as a vessel for happiness. And so in my mind, I feel like her liking him back sort of undermines that plot. I think the reason why she shouldn't like him, and why I think she actually really likes Ian, and Ian is just fuck-zoning her, is because of the fact that like I feel like there's a reason why that hookup thing is added. It just feels like a random detail. The only reason I feel like it's added is to further exemplify the fact that she doesn't like him. And I wanted to argue with you that I feel like in that scene where she's asking him to confess, I actually don't think that she likes him at all. And I think that she's asking him to confess not because she likes him, or not because she likes him and she wants him to say it back. She's saying that because in her mind, like, I think there's like a weird energy that happens, like when someone likes you, and whenever you're around them, there's like just a weird energy. Like if I found out that one of my homeboys were
I might be
into
reading.
me, like,
I understand what you're saying, and
yes.
I might be reading too much into like plot stuff here, but I feel like there's enough like plot details dropped that make it seem like she is into him, and that because I feel like I'm kind of drawing from real life here, I guess maybe, or no, I would say this is communicated on screen. I feel like if she wasn't into him, then I feel like she would have pushed him off a little bit harder onto her friend when she's asking him how he feels about the friend, but she doesn't push him off onto her at all.
I do agree with that. I do think that part is kind of goes against my point, but I think that's part of the movie creating like a little bit of ambiguity. Like I feel like the main thing that I feel like is why she doesn't like him is there's this one scene, and in the script it's a little bit longer. I don't know if you remember this at all.
I remember everything.
But you remember everything, of course. But like during the car scene, 3 different times. At first, when she's starting to like walk away and leave, he like stops her and he's like forget about it, never mind. And then she walks away again, and then he stops her again, and then she sits down and she's like looking at him like, what the fuck is he doing? And he starts going off on this little like confession. I think he's about to confess to her. And he starts talking about like this time when they were kids, or they were in a class with this professor, some Mr. Smith or whatever. And he mentions the fact that like Mr. Smith was like in a very pissy mood, and I had forgotten my mouthpiece in this band class, and you told me you had an extra, but in reality you didn't actually have an extra, you lied. And so you gave me yours, and you allowed yourself to get basically reamed by this professor you basically allowed yourself to allowed yourself to face some sort of discomfort for me. Like, and that moment, sometimes people do things for you that you recognize that it doesn't mean a lot for them, but it means enough for you. Like if someone maybe like cooks you some lunch, but they do that all the time for a lot of people, you're like, okay, well, this is a nice thing. But like you understand the fact that the person is not a reflection of their feelings. But sometimes people do things for you, and you think to yourself like, wow, holy shit, maybe that's like this person really cares about me. And so he's talking about this moment because in his mind, and I wouldn't be surprised if this moment is when his crush began towards her. Is he's literally talking about this moment because like he feels like this is like a reflection of her feelings towards him, or at least how much she cares about him. She was willing to like sacrifice getting yelled at, maybe failing the class, maybe it's kind of implied that she's like an honor student, maybe failing her classes for whatever the fuck reason. Like that meant something to him, and so he was harping on that, hoping that she would sort of like I guess like connect with that. And instead, in the actual movie, he barely gets to let the story out before she cuts him immediately and says, Bear, Mr. Smith liked me. You were on thin ice. And then he's like, what? He doesn't even get to like digest what she just said before she just says goodbye and leaves. And I feel like in that moment itself, and I would encourage you to rewatch this scene, the beat literally fucking drops. I feel like if you go and watch that scene, I know we're getting a little autistic and like fucking dialogue over here. I feel like that scene is there to show that she doesn't share the same feelings. In my mind, right, even if that moment didn't mean much to her and she still liked him, I feel like she would have at least sat there and asked him like, hey, why are you asking me this? What is this about? Like she would have recognized the fact that this guy is being somewhat vulnerable with her, but this is a guy that she likes and she just walks away. And she does that 3 different times where he calls to her and she keeps walking away each time. And you said this on Darius' stream I saw the other day. You were like she was goading him on to ask her out. But I feel like if she's really goading him on, why is she just like so anal about as soon as she gets to her apartment, she just wants to fucking leave the fucking car? It's only when he calls her Freaky Nikki, which she takes out an insult, is when she starts asking him about like, do you like me? And I think she's saying that because she's getting like, there's like an elephant in the room, okay? She likes him. There's an elephant in the room. Like he likes her. There's an elephant in the room. It's too much, all right? And now it's like, hey, just tell me you like me so I can finally shut you down and let you know that I don't have those feelings because this is getting a little bit too much. This is getting a little bit overboard. And I feel like that's what that scene is reflecting. I don't know if I'm not cooking. I don't know.
Okay,
But
you know what? Listen, I disagree with this entire analysis, but I appreciate it because you have sourced so much of it from the actual film itself. So you know what? I appreciate that. I understand how you could.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
No,
Ted.
I'm being
Say a little
genuine.
bit more.
I'm being genuine. I'm saying I just appreciate that you can back it up. The
No,
only
don't say
reason-
that shit. That's you. That's you. Like, oh, I'm defeated and I don't want to say anything anymore. Well, fuck
No,
you.
well, I'm going to
Fuck you.
respond to it.
man.
I'm responding. I'm just saying I'm
Okay.
giving you a genuine compliment that I appreciate that at least you're not just giving me some wild fucking out of nowhere theory. I feel like
I mean, don't you agree with me that when she's talking about that vulnerable moment, that the way she's responding to that's a
I understand what you're
reflection
saying.
of
Doesn't that come after he's already pussied out?
No, that's before. That's before.
Are you sure? 100%?
Yep. You're talking about that he pussies out that he doesn't tell her how he feels about her, right?
Yeah, where she's like, you've only got 1 week or whatever, right?
Yeah, you know, that was before. That was the moment before. I think that's exactly why he pussies out later, is because she shuts him down here, that he now loses the confidence to actually tell. I think he was gonna tell her in that moment because she shuts him down, he feels less confidence. So when she does confront him about it, that's when he's like, okay, I
Gotcha,
don't
sure,
know if
I
can say
understand
it
that.
to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I guess I'm going to end up repeating my arguments, and I'm not sure who's the stronger, I guess. So, like, the fact that she literally leaves him a message and tells him early on that, like, I'm going to be gone in 2 weeks or whatever. It does seem like she was the first one to reach out, I think, when his cat died or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or was it his aunt died or whatever?
It was his grandma.
Or
I
grandma,
think.
yeah. And then I feel like her clearing the way to tell him that he needs to like say something to her and then not pushing her off on the friend who's like confided her feelings with Nikki about Bear. I feel like her having that conversation with him before, she kind of like pushes him to say, how do you feel about me or whatever. It feels like.
But like, don't you think there's ever a moment where you're with someone, right? Like that likes you and you don't like them back. And there's like this weird awkward dynamic. And what happens is the fact that like now she's wondering, okay, when you were like for example, even the car ride, right? Like he didn't go to karaoke night, he dropped her off. Is this a sign of like, are you being a good friend to me and dropping me off? Or were you hoping that those couple moments you could like spend with me one-on-one? And that's why
I think that if you were, we're going heavily outside the movie or whatever, but I'm not sure to say, but like,